So I got a question today. I was teaching a small class. It was like a meetup. I was teaching at a group of real estate investors. Some of them new, some of them experienced. And I was just sharing some of my experience answering their questions. One of the questions came up was, after I get a property, like, what do I do? How do I get the money? What's the next step? And I said to the individual that I know they aren't going to like the answer to my question, but it is an answer and is the right answer. And some of you are doing the same thing that this individual did, that I gently guided him in the right direction on, because there is but one way to follow and take steps, and that's one after the other, one after the other, and after the next, and after the last, and one step after the other. So the question that he asked me, what do I do? How do I get the money? My answer was this. First, you need to do the first thing, which is get a property. Take step one before trying to figure out step two. When you're working toward a goal in a space that you might not be so familiar with, it is natural and it is normal to reach for step two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, depending on the type of person and planner you are. It is very appropriate to focus on the step that you're at and figure out how to navigate the next step once you've accomplished the first step. This is important because what you learn at that first step prepares you for the next step. That preparation for step two never happens if step one is never taken. Execution is paramount, and focusing on doing first is paramount. You got to take step one. Step one has lessons, wisdom, and knowledge built into it. That wisdom and knowledge is not acquired if you don't do the first thing. So in a scenario where somebody wants to buy a piece of real estate or invest in real estate, spend their time and money in real estate, and they don't have a property, the thing that makes it real estate, is that it is property, a tangible piece of property of any sort, but is a tangible piece of property. And not until you have that property do you need to be able to finance it or pay for it. The more time you spend on step two before taking step one, the more time you waste. Because as much as step two is required, step two is a distraction if step one has not been taken. Take the first step. Emphasis on take. And by take, I mean take action on the first step before you try to figure out the fifth step. Because the first step is a textbook of instructions that will take you to step two and probably three, four, and five. The first step is a contact list of people that you will need to talk to and engage with at step two, three, four, and five. The first step is a list of resources that you will need at the following steps. And when you jump over the first step to focus on the second step, you miss everything that you get at step one. And it just makes step 2, 3, 4, etc. more difficult. And that's simply because the first step was the step that you needed to take to be prepared for the next step. And in the name of being prepared, you skip the most important thing. Step 1. Don't skip step 1. There's a lot of wisdom in step 1. There are a lot of lessons in step 1 that will make the following journey, the following steps and the remainder of the journey a lot more enjoyable in some cases, but a lot easier to deal with than had you not taken the first step. Take the first step.